July 10th, 9:49 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Okay, that's way too loud. Hang on. There we go. Well, this is it. Today's the day it all goes down. And then there was yesterday. This meeting is over. Sorry. You know what? Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that. Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy. We're leaving. Piano boy? Darian, wait! I never let you. Either of you. Huh? Yikes. What a jerk. Darn it. We were so close. He was about to tell us. Hey, Apollo. He didn't want us to hear what much he had to say. And I think I know why. Trying to bring down a little justice. Eek! What was that? He is heard but unseen. Who is that talking? Whoa! Bellin Gramarye! I exclaimed as he walked in through the door. Normally. You on the witness today, are you, Uncle Valens? A preposterous proposition. How can I stand to stand upon the sand? Why, my secrets would be free for the plucking. For the plucking. I might even have to sign autographs. That's why I intend to remain hidden for the entire day. Oh, with vanishing magic? Indeed. I would jump upon an express train and express myself to the next town over. But before I go, a word of warning. Warning? What? A grand grammar resides at the roots of all that has happened. Do not forget this truth. A glamour? A spell, a sorcery, a great illusion. Miss Trucy, though it pains me to part so, I need to get in line for a ticket. Farewell. And there he goes. He sure seemed happy about that illusion thing. Oh, big illusions are the bread and butter of a magician. You can't pull off a show without one. The big illusion is always a spectacle to remember. Usually, it involves cutting up things like people or... Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Usually involves cutting up things like people or elephants or the Eiffel Tower. Anything, really. Is that a fact? So he was talking about what we saw at the concert. Lenmore's disappearing act. And Prosecutor Gavin's exploding guitar. I wonder what he meant by being at the root of all that has happened. Well, it's about time. Shall we go? Ah. Excuse me, sir? Yes? Yes? The scheduled returning time for the trial has been changed. The trial will not be commissioned until 10:30 a.m. Sorry for the inconvenience. Huh? Did something happen? This is the first? It was by the judge's request. Some urgent personal business. Great. I may stayed up too late last night watching courtroom dramas. Apparently, he's visiting the hospital again. The hospital? I believe it was mentioned and that the Chief Justice's son is unwell. Apparently, his condition worsened considerably this morning. The Chief Justice's son. Oh, that's right. Remember yesterday morning? The judge said he had to go visit him after the trial. There's an article about it in the newspaper. Whoa. Enchiritis. It says enchiritis syndrome. First case in country. If you care to read about it yourself, newspaper article added to the court record. Articles about the Chief Justice's son, who was inflicted with enchiritis. Interesting. Enchiritis? Where have I heard that before? Just only yesterday, Apollo. Where have you been? I'll let you read that article for us, Apollo. Just leave the TV Guide page to me. Try not to lose the page with the funnies if you can. Okay. I can't actually read the article. There's Easter eggs closer to home than ever before. Can you do this one? Oh yeah, this is a different language. Never mind. July 10th, 10:30 a.m. District Court, Quorum number 3. Ahem. My apologies for the delay. Court is now in session for the trial of, how do you say this name again? Machi Tobe, our suspect, Fortissimo. Right. It's his trial. In any case, the defense is prepared, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready to rock. Is something wrong, Your Honor? No. Well, yes. It's just, we've been friends with the Chief Justice since we were students. It pains me to see him going through such a difficult time. Incuritis, was it? An article said there was a known cure. Now, Judge, let me say, with all honesty, I feel your pain. But now is not the time for tears. Now is the time for law. Indeed. We lived on quite the juncture yesterday. I asked Interpol about that number. IP access 314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Letouce. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Poussin. It's a great help. Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Wait! That voice just now. It was him. I am sure of it. It was him? That voice I heard, talking to Mr. Letouce, when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Dorian. No way. Quite a sensational ending. Who would have thought Dorian would guest star in the season cliffhanger as a suspect? I asked the prosecution to look into this matter. Please tell the court your findings. Dorian Poussin is a member of my band, the Governors. He is also a detective, making the current charges serious indeed. Yet after investigation, I found no cause to alter our case or file new charges. And your reason is? Were you aware, Arid Forehead? He has an impeccable alibi. An alibi? Let us review the facts again, shall we? The concert held on the night of the shooting was in 3 sets. The gamut was ripped up on stage during the first set. For the second set, our guests took center stage. The only performers were myself, Lemior, and Machi, along with a drummer and bassist, for a total of 5. The shooting in the dressing room, however, took place during the 3rd set. Lemior and the defendant, Machi Tobe, had left the stage at that point, and the Governors were already rocking. This is when 2 shots rang out at the scene of the crime. Shots were heard by Detective Emma Skye, mind you. And Apollo, you heard them too, right? I sure did. Furthermore, Lemior herself witnessed the moment of the crime. Well, perhaps I should say, she heard the moment of the crime. When she claims to have heard Mr. Letouce and Detective Poussin talking. But that's impossible. Detective Poussin was... Precisely, Detective Poussin was on stage, getting his groove on, no less. Voila. A perfect alibi. Does the defense have anything to add to this? It's true. When he heard those gunshots, he must have been on stage. Still, there's something here that doesn't quite add up. It appears the defense has no objections. I believe we can safely say that Dorian Poussin's alibi has been acknowledged. which means that Lemore was sadly mistaken. Her testimony cannot be true. Very well. Of course, if we disregard her testimony, then I see no evidence keeping us from declaring a verdict. If indeed there were no objections, Apollo, if he declares a verdict now, Professor Gavin's case is airtight. Anyone might have been lying to protect Machi. How can I rely on her testimony? Wait, what about yesterday in the detention center? About the case? What about the case? He wants to tell us about Mr. Letusa's death? This meeting is over. Darian? Machi was trying to tell us something. I know it. Maybe the best thing to do is ask him under oath. Very well. The court finds the defendant, or what was his name again?
Objection!
Your Honor. No, that wasn't it. It was something like Marcus or Mr. Justice? Marcus? Your Honor, before you declare a verdict, I would like to call another witness. Exactly who else do you need to hear from? A witness who, until now, has not been given a chance to speak in this court. Because he doesn't speak English. You don't mean... I do. The defense calls defendant Machi Tobei to the stand. What? But he doesn't speak English. We'll use an interpreter. Interpreter? You'll have to look elsewhere. I only speak a few phrases, such as I love you and where is the toilet? The defense team would like to request Lemure as the interpreter. Lemure? But there's a possibility she's protecting the defendant. But she'd be interpreting for the defendant. Why would she lie? This is most unusual. Ha 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 ha! Bravo, Air Forehead. Air Judge, the prosecution agrees with the defendant's request. If Lemure lies, I'll be able to tell. Even my limited knowledge of the language should be enough for that. Well, if both prosecution and defense are for this, I see little cause for refusal. Oops. Kind of bumped my headset there. Finally, some progress. Bailiff, please show the defendant and Lemure to the witness stand. Oh, this is unusual. I suppose there was a first time for everything. Shall we proceed? Yeah, this is the first time I think that we've had two witnesses at once on the stand. Your name, to begin with, if you would, Lemure? Yes. He says, Machi Tobei, the defendant. This is certainly a first for this courtroom. Not that we really needed an interpretation of that message in particular. So far, so good. Very well. Mr. Justice, if you would. Huh? If I would what, Your Honor? We what? You called the defendant to the stand, did you not? What will you have him testify about? What do I want him to testify about? I hadn't thought that far yet. Apollo? Aren't you going to ask him about what he was about to tell us yesterday? How can I, if I don't know what he was saying? Excuse me a moment, if I might speak. Yes, Lemure? Just now, Monty said there was something about which he wishes to testify. Monty wants to testify about something? What could it be? What sort of testimony is he talking about? One moment, please. The suspense is killing me. What? What? Well, Lemure? According to Machi, he has proof of his innocence. What? This is a surprise. Yahoo! Victory, Apollo! We did it! This is sounding too good to believe. And I know what that usually means. Well, if that's true, then this is vital testimony. Machi, please testify to the court. Very well. Here we go. Proof of innocence. Hang on. One second, please. There we go. And yes, I'm using a guide for this. I don't think it matters whether I am or not. He says that word of Mr. Latouche's death came to him as a great shock. But if the killing truly followed the lyrics of my song, that is, he could not have done it. He could not have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them. I see. He wouldn't have understood the English lyrics to the song. That would prevent him from following them so closely. I wondered what he meant by proof. Why, he would only have to ask Lemure to know the meaning of that song. Lemure, did you ever explain the lyrics of that song to him? I did tell him, generally, what the song was about, but never in so much detail, and he never asked. Has my oft-repeated warning already fled that forehead? Lemure might be in protecting the witness. Well, anyway, let's proceed with the cross-examination. Mr. Justice, if you would. Yes, Your Honor. Something's hidden in that testimony, I know it. I'll just have to trust my bracelet to tell me where. It worked yesterday, and it'll work today. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to use the bracelet in a moment. Interesting. And his eyes here.
Gotcha!
I didn't perceive that. Machi? You can't fool my eyes. You glanced toward her the very moment Lemure said the word English. Why? And don't bother interpreting that. He understands me. Machi, tell the truth. You can understand English, can't you? What are you saying? Of course he can't. Must he continue this charade? Mr. Justice, Machi says this. I know the word English. Huh? Before coming to this country, he heard me speaking English. He learned the name for this language, that is all. What? Give me a break. Is that such an unusual word to understand? Do you not know Espanol, for instance? Well, yeah, but... I am sorry, but he truly does not understand your language. Well, then explain this. How does he know the crime followed the lyrics? Have you always been such a suspicious-minded lad? It is simple. So simple it hardly requires an explanation. You read about it in the newspaper. The newspaper? The Botanian Daily Bugle. You can buy it in this country these days, you know. They have already begun a report about this case in our homeland. I was right. What is wrong, Mr. Justice? Your eyes. You're quite fierce all of a sudden. Machi is lying. Maybe it's time to show the proof that he's lying. Okay. The Virginian newspaper? I believe this is the actual evidence, but I don't know if this is the correct article. There has to be this.
Take that!
I have here a Burgundian newspaper, the Burgundian Daily Bugle, as a matter of fact. Indeed, there is a feature article about the case. Could you read this for me, Machi? That's right. It doesn't mention the lyrics. What? What is this all about? I'm sorry, Machi. You couldn't have read about the lyrics in a Burgundian newspaper. Whoa. What does this mean? But I don't see how it's possible. Ah, I know. You must have heard of the lyrics when the police were doing the questioning. Yes. Not possible. The subject of the lyrics was not brought up in police questioning. I read the full report myself. So, the lyrics weren't in the newspaper, and the police didn't mention them. The only place you could have heard them was in this courtroom. In English, no less. The witness will explain himself. Machi says, yes, it is true I read the newspaper, but this is not where I learned of the lyrics. I was mistaken. Now I remember. You remember? He says he heard of the lyrics from me. Me and her. What? Is this true, Lemmior? Yes, I'm afraid I had forgotten it myself. It looks like Airford has been jumping to conclusions again. It seems so, yes. No. I was onto something. I know it. I can't let this chance slip away. Time is an issue today, Mr. Justice. Mr. Justice, are you finished with the cross-examination? What are you going to do, Apollo? You're going to keep on cross-examining. I better have an angle of attack. Or else... My bracelet's still reacting. Your Honor, please allow me to continue. You must. Very well. Witness? I understand. It was I who explained the crime that followed the song. It was I who explained that the crime followed the song. Okay, I really need to use this here. There we go. Lemmior, I'm currently cross-examining Machi. Why should you be uncertain? Me? Uncertain? Yes, you swallowed the very moment you told the court. It was I who explained. I see there was little point in trying to hide anything from you. Lemmior, are you indeed protecting someone? That is not a question with a simple answer. To tell the truth, I do not believe in myself. Then allow me to answer for you. Lemmior, you're protecting... has to be Machi. It can't be anyone else.
Take that!
And you are protecting Machi. That's why you lied and told us that you had explained how the crime followed the song. I don't fault you for trying to help, but this is not the way. Machi, I believe you didn't do it. Really, I trust you. But you've lied to us twice. And now you have Lemure lying on your behalf. If this is going to work, you have to trust me too. Your two lies cover a simple truth. You understand English. You have to. Ah! Witness, is this true? Do you understand English? Yes, a little only. What? First he could see, now he can talk. And you, did not know about this, Lemure? No, I did not. It is quite a surprise. How many secrets is this witness hiding? This is last. Machi, can you tell us what really happened? No shooting. I did no shooting. So, you weren't in the dressing room when I heard those two gunshots, correct? Apparently, the answer to that question isn't simple either. I was in dressing room, behind desk. Manager, he on floor. It would be after the shooting, right? Then there was voice. Voice? Or voices? Was it you and Emma, Apollo? So when Machi went into the dressing room, Mr. Latus had already been shot. And then we came to the door. Feno, high up. I take off. Run away, run away. So it was you who escaped through the air vent. As the prosecution has upheld all along, no less. The defendant has admitted to being in the scene. Might we take this as a confession?
Objection!
No. He's clearly denied that he did it. I know shooting. Manager on floor. Already on floor.
Objection!
The victim had already been shot, you say? I find that hard to believe. The defendant understood the song lyrics. He was at the scene of the crime. This can only mean one thing. He is the shooter. Does the defendant have anything to say to this? He's clammed up, Apollo. Then let's ask Mr. Justice. Will you require any further testimony from the witness? Is that it? Is there nothing else I can get him to testify about? Wait. No, of course there is. What is this cocoon anyway? The cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure. A cure? Well, Machi, are you a smuggler? He won't tell me. That cocoon has to have something to do with this. Machi, please tell us the truth for your own sake. No, no more speak. Not to any of you. So much for your precious little trust, Air Forehead. Hey, you were the one who didn't believe him. Regardless, this brings us to an impasse. It does seem that the defense and the defendant are at odds. I doubt we will likely to learn anything more of value should this continue. I signal the course for to declare a 5-minute recess. The defense will work things out with the defendant so that we might proceed. July 10th, 11:23 a.m. District Court, Defense Lobby Number 2. Apollo Eustace. That's justice. Better than how to say it if you ever want to get some. Believe I know shooting. Archie claims Mr. Latus was already down on the ground when he entered the room. Maybe it was a trap, and he walked right into it. Suddenly, I hear revolver. Close. Very close. Then I hear a voice. You heard gunshots? Yes, it's true. I hear revolver, but only sound. Wait, you see me went into the dressing room? And found Mr. Latus already dead, and then you heard shots? If that's true... So, you were at the scene of the crime when you heard those shots? And you escaped through the air vent. I know. Huh? What do you know? I know if I open the opening vent, I can leave stage and backstage. So the vents went to both the stage and the backstage area? Is that what he means? Hey, he's right. Look, Apollo. Huh, yeah. Interesting. But how do you know he was connected like that? Wait, I bet his father was the architect that designed the hall or something. I hear this from a magician. Magician? Don't look at me. A magician, huh? Well, at least we're clear on one thing. Machi didn't shoot Mr. Latus. Yeah, but what does that leave us with? We're supposed to say he went into the room to find the body and then he heard the shots? No one's going to go over in court. Not. Apollo, you're his defense attorney. You're his defense. You're supposed to believe whatever he says, even lies. That's what Daddy always told me. I'll just pretend you misheard him every time. So what do we do? You sure you won't testify, Machi? No talking. No. Well, it was worth a shot. That cocoon. I can't go home. Can't go home. I can't go home to Boginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking the cocoon from Boginia is death. That's right. It's punishable by death. Of course, he's scared. Oh well, I guess we'll have to try a different approach. That's the spirit, Apollo. So what's your plan? If Machi won't testify about it, we'll have to get someone else to testify. Someone else? I think we're out of time. Let's get back in there. Right. July 10th, 11:20 a.m. District Court number 3. Courtroom number 3. Okay, let's see here. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here. I think it's a perfect time for it. So, next time we will finish this part of the trial, because there's 2 separate parts there. So until next time, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and hit that like button. And I will see you all next time. So until then, take care.